I walked into the kitchen yesterday and I said to my dad, "Hey, I'm hungry." And my dad said, "Hi, hungry. I'm Dad."
Well, we were having dinner and Dad spilled his peas on the table. He looked right at me and said, "Oh no, I have just peed on the table."
Dad asked me, "Have you heard about the new movie, Constipation?" I was all like, "What? No." And he said, "It never came out." Who even calls a movie Constipation?
My dad and I were going past the aquarium. He said to me, "How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?" And he said, 10 tickles. Like, what? Oh, tentacles. Hey Dad, can you make me a sandwich?
And what did Dad say?
Abracadabra. You are a sandwich. I guess I am a sandwich.
Fuck you, Westport!
What is up, everybody? Can people hear me? Am I muted? I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even have my light on. Wait. I'm gonna look better. Ready? This is like the magic. Whoa! Holy crap, guys. I didn't even have the light turned on yet. This is a day of technical difficulties. I am happy you are with me. I am happy to be here. Hi again. How you guys doing? Thank you everybody for joining today. It's so cool to see everybody up in here. The one person we were trying to get up in here though was Mr. Lightspeed Steve. So today we're just chilling. We're hanging out. I've been doing a lot of interviews lately, which I very much enjoy. You guys have been enjoying those too. But it doesn't give me a lot of time to answer your grow questions, which is what I really freaking enjoy. So today we're just kind of going to be hanging out. I'm going to do my best to keep my eye on chat and answer some of your questions. I see hi again, editing the seed to harvest. Oh, with the no joke right now, right on. I was going to say editing seed to harvest. That's all I saw. And I'm like, well, okay, I got more stuff to watch because those things are just like cinematic beauty, guys. But then I saw the no joke right now. So holler, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that. You guys have already done tremendous art shots, spin shots with those. So I'm very happy to have them. And I just got so excited. I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, so we're going to be just chilling today. I'm going to be doing my best to keep my eye on chat, but because I want to answer your grow questions, but also LightSpeedSteve, we were trying to get him up here. I was having difficulty setting up stuff on my end here. I wanted to do a second camera so I can show things, but I couldn't get rid of the echo. There's just a multitude of things. But LightSpeedSteve is going to be in chat. Now, why do I keep mentioning LightSpeedSteve? Well, hello. We've been talking kind of email back and forth for a few months now. cool guy. You know, we got a lot of things in common. So we just kind of had a natural rapport. And he had reached out and said, hey, man, I'd love to send you my collection, the seeds that I have been collecting, the seeds that I've been gathering over the past, almost 20 years. I was like, wow, man, that's, pretty awesome. Kind of an honor. It reminds me of working at the record store. So, I was a DJ for many years and I did work in a record store for many years. And when people would come in with like their collections and just like try to sell them, it was always funny, dude, because vinyl's heavy. Nobody plays it anymore. There's not really much of value to it. But sometimes people have these like sentimental values to things. They're like, how dare you offer me like a quarter for my Lionel Richie Dancing on the Ceiling 12-inch. Now, me and to us, it's priceless. But, come on, as a store, 25 cents, whatever. So anyways, it was always fun to have those people come in. Usually we turned away 90% of the people because we don't want to hold on to it. That's not the record store we were. We were like an electronic dance music store. Long way of saying it was awesome when other collections would come in, because the first thing we would do as soon as people left, we like elbow each other out of the way and just start digging, be like, oh, that one's mine. Oh, that one's mine. Oh, that one's mine. So having entire collections is pretty freaking awesome. And when LightSpeedSteve reached out and said, hey man, I'd like to send you my seed collection, I was like, wow, okay, that's a very nice thing. Why me? And he's kind of said, I like the work that you do. I think, you have made good selections so far. And I'd really love to see what you could do with these genetics and what you pull out, what you find, what you may want to work with. So after talking for a little while, sorry, I was trying to look down at chat there, and LightSpeedSteve too, you can text me, or not text, well, you can text me if you need to, but you can also just try to tag me in there, because we're going to be going back and forth, because I already do have some questions about some of these beans, some of the background, but we're going to go through that. So he sent me a pretty freaking rad box, and we're going to go through all of those seeds today together. We're also going to go through some of the awesome books that he included in here. He even included cassette tapes, like really good stuff in here. So I'm pretty stoked. And sorry, I don't have the second camera set up, but we'll be going through some of these things. And I was just digging this out here because as recent one, come on, cassette, bro, cassette. Come on, get out of here. A little Aussie for you. We got some, dude, Scorpions. And if that tells you anything about the musical selection, again, he's a little bit older than myself, but even with my age, I thought this was hilarious. You guys might find this funny too, but homie sent me some hairspray, right? Sent me some hairspray. What is he telling me? Do I need to flock this stuff out? Hairspray, guys. Classic. I thought that was pretty freaking great. So that gave me a chuckle. I hope that gives you guys a chuckle too. Yep, it gives Mr. Magpie a chuckle. Good to see you in here today, brother. The Mr. Magpie rule in effect. Okay, so there were a lot of cool things in this box that I want to go through, but one of these things, and I think we discussed this on the last episode. Oh, by the way, the Mr. Spliff giveaway. And we're doing giveaways today too, guys, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I'm so excited. It's all about me and all this stuff I just got. No, we are going to be doing some giveaway stuff today. And one of those things, and this is actually linked down in the show notes. I'll go into a better description and stuff later, but I just wanted to put it up here real quick too. There will be a link down in the show notes to go and enter to win one of the new Grow Sensor Pros. And if you guys are watching on a replay, I love how I'm able to do this. If you're watching on a replay, don't worry, it's okay, because it's open till December 10th. So if you guys want to check out that Grow Sensor Pro, website link is down in the show notes, but also the link to enter to win that. It's a pretty badass little thing. There'll be a video coming this month from my tent on it, so you can learn more about what that Grow Sensor Pro is. But again, there is banners. I'm looking for all my stuff down in the show notes, guys. There's the link to the website, which is it's growsensor.co. And if you know, they are UK based, so a lot of the people in the EU, you might really dig this. But to get to the competition, just go and enter. That's the link right there. I know you can't click it on the screen, but it is down in the show notes right above the comment section. So you can just go there, boop, click right on that. But I will be showing more and explaining more of the Grow Sensor Pro throughout the show, yo. So here we go. Ha! I started the dang show with dad jokes, okay? You should expect some horrible freaking rhyming too. It's just, I mean, come on. Okay, let's get to why you guys are here. The cool stuff. All right, so this is a pretty badass little thing. Now, this might fall into the category which we were talking about on another show of if you started buying if you started off buying 4-finger lids, it might be time to get your colon checked. So if you know what this is, if you started buying with one of these, might be time to get your colon checked. So this is freaking awesome. And kind of how this works for people who don't quite understand. As you can see, there's a little bit of a scale there. There is a clip here. And what you do, see if I can do this right here, is well, first of all, like a dollar bill weighs a gram. I mean, that is just how you check all scales. Dollar bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, doesn't matter. A bill weighs 1 gram. So that's how you'd always like check the dude's scale, make sure he's on point, right? To make sure you're getting it. So yeah, so what you do is you basically figure out, you know, how much you put the bill on there, make sure it weighs a gram. You weigh the bag, see how much the bag weighs, and then you put the stuff in. So, but basically this is how it works. So you attach it here, and as you can see, this kind of goes the more that I pull on it, or the more weight that's in there. So that was a nice kind of like pocket-sized little treasure that you could quickly and easily weigh some stuff out with. And, you know, I do still have my triple beam because that was the she's knees. But it is awesome to actually have one of these now. Like, this is definitely a collector's item in my mind. So yeah, one of these. Holler in chat if you've ever used one of these. And James Weed says, excuse me, he's saying 5-cent piece is 5 grams. I'd have to double check that, but that would be cool. That's another good way to kind of measure things out. Nickel here too. Yeah, okay. Hey, you learn something new every day, right? I just kind of almost feel like I taught my little nephew how to use a rotary phone there with this thing. Good thing he doesn't watch the show. I hope he doesn't watch the show. He's never mentioned it. If he does, don't mention it. My sister would kill me. So yeah, there are, oh gosh. Guys, we're going to be going through a whole bunch of seeds today together. So let me just go over to the comments here, and actually let me just start a giveaway now. Let's do a giveaway. I'm gonna do no joke. So let me pull up the StreamYard giveaway tool. Again, sometimes when I'm by myself, it makes it a little bit harder. StreamYard giveaway tool. And we'll make this one easy. I'm not going to make you type in a big word. We'll do for the man of the hour, Mr. LightSpeedSteve. Again, this is where this entire collection came from that we're going to be looking at today. So if you are in the US and you would like to play for a pack of No Joke, because that was the closest thing I had to me at the moment, but there's some other things in there. Go ahead and in chat, please type, it's not even a word, but type the letters LSS for LightSpeedSteve. All right, so if you're in the US and you want to play for those No Jokes, just go ahead and type LSS into the chat. And let's see here. Yeah, I like that one a little bit better. Okay, so go ahead and do that. There will be more giveaways today. This is US only. And back to the Mr. Spliff thing. The contest from last week, Mr. Spliff said, hey, if you guys made it through this entire 4.5 hours, which actually for us, it was a little bit over 5, then you deserve some free beans. And he was going to give away some beans from the Northwest Preservations, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. And he is going to be sending those to me. And he said, yeah, fatty stack of beans for everybody to get their hands on. So once they get into my hands, then we'll go ahead and we'll finish off that contest and then also have new contests for more beans with those. That's going to be a big one, guys. 'Cause he says, you know, something like around 20 packs. So it's going to be a heck of a show. Hopefully that'll be next week. We're trying to arrange getting together this week and meeting up. All right, wet my whistle there. Mr. Macho Grams be savage, gruesome fire, freaking no joke in there. I was gonna highlight a next person. Nope, I'm not wearing the hat today, but I don't know if you want to be highlighted right now. So you know who you are. I appreciate you guys, seeing you all in chat. So yes, LightSpeedSteve's playing for that no joke even. That's where it's at, LSS. So let's get into a few of these things here. All right, so we showed you this just because that was freaking fantastic. And this is where, geez, this is where my second camera would really help me. Let's see what I could do here. So for the thumbnail, I put up a couple magazines. So like, this is kind of cool. This is classic. This is like if you were, you know, a grower back in the 90s and, you know, there wasn't as many options as there are today. You had to go through magazines like this. So this is kind of like our Toys R Us catalog. And it's funny to see, you know, some of the diagrams in there. Just even like, you know, lamp height. I mean, look at the hoods on those. Who even uses these anymore? But that was the cutting edge technology at the time. Me personally, I always ran with the air cooled hood. Like who I mean, in here has run HPS. And if you did run HPS, did you use the air cooled glass tube with the glass in the bottom? That's what I used. Some didn't have the glass in the bottom. It was just kind of open-ended. So let me know in chat, you know, who ran the HPS and who ran that air-cooled hood. Parabolic hoods, there we go. Jimmy M knows about that. Xena Cookie did. We Groovin', hell yeah. Sword Dog. Light Rails, yes. Classic. Definitely for him. Jay Patrick, the Light Movers. Tom Greenery, Street Light, which for, if you guys don't really know, that's really was an advancement in cannabis grow technology, is when people kind of figured out those really bright street lamps, those HPS bulbs, they were super powerful. And for some reason in the middle of a city where not much grew, especially nature, the grass or the weeds or whatever under those lamps always seemed to grow a little bit better. And someday, somewhere, somehow, someone made that connection. They're like, you know what? I'm going to try growing some weed with that. That's kind of how we got into the whole indoor lighting world. You also check out Wolf Siegel. We did an episode of Dope History with him. That there is a playlist on my channel. But he is a light guru from back in the day. And he really worked with Murphy Stevens from the Ballard Sun and Light Shop, which is in my hometown. So that place has been around for decades as well. And that's really kind of where the birth of like indoor lighting and indoor grown cannabis came about. So it's cool to see some of these magazines. And it's funny, there's even a cost estimate, you know, per how much watts per hour that you actually run it and what it would cost. It would be so funny to actually compare power prices from that day with what your power bill is actually today, because that's going to be quite a difference. So this was a blast from the past, because this is a little piece of history. I always keep, you know, the things like this, and it was fun that he did as well, because Again, it brings back so many memories, and it's a great conversation starter for anybody who ran, HPS, metal halide, any of that stuff. And Smokey the Bastard, Smokey the Bastard. It's kind of like Smokey the Bear's a legitimate cousin. He says HPS weed is better than LED. That, guys, has actually been a topic of conversation more so over these last couple of years. And there's a lot more people experimenting now with HPS versus LED within grow facilities. So on a large scale with controlled conditions, with the same clones. It's pretty interesting. James Loud is someone who is doing that. And when I was down touring his facility, we talked a little bit about that. And he says, yeah, you absolutely do notice a difference. But it's like most things cannabis related. It's really strain dependent. For some reason, a lot of these older things, sour is a perfect example. People are really saying like, dude, hates the LED. Grow it under HPS and you're going to start getting more of that profile that we thought we lost. It's getting truer to the mark. So there may be some genetics that, because that's how they were always grown, that's how they were raised, that's how they were bred, that's how they were cloned, that's how they got out. Maybe they retain a little bit of that preference. HPS, the spectrum's definitely different than LED. So there is, there's smoke behind that fire behind that smoke, one of the two. So yeah, you know what? You're not off pace there. I think there could be arguments made either way, which one is better. But the fact remains that some strains do prefer to be grown under the HPS. And probably a lot of those are going to be found in this next cool item, the Sensi Seed Bank. Now, if you are a collector of cannabis memorabilia, if you are familiar with Sensi Seeds, you already know by seeing that version of the logo there that this is a pretty old catalog, which is freaking cool because a lot of the things in here, it's kind of the back, Sensi Seed Bank, the Hash Marijuana Hemp Museum in Amsterdam, which I've been to. It is actually, I do highlight that in my video. It was cool because I was employed by them at the time when I was there. And there is a, not so secret, but there is the grow facility, couple different rooms, couple different plants underneath there. And we got to go down there, have a little private tour, me, my wife, and the homie who works there, and smoked a few joints while checking out some of the newest strains that Sensi Seed was working on. So that was a really freaking fun time. But that Hash and Hemp Marijuana Museum, if you are in Amsterdam, definitely well worth it. Go in there and check it out. But some of these things that I'm talking about, these are the ones that really probably like to work with those HPS. I mean, this, I wish we could get this one back right here. This is Black Domina. Now, this dominated in the 90s. It was a fantastic cross. It was super powerful, as you could see, nice, chunky freaking buds. So it put out. But Black Domina is something that we are missing these days. This one over here, the Hash Plant, another nice one, super resinous for this time because, resin wasn't as notable at the time. Mr. Nice, G13, Jack Harrer. And one of the cool things too about older magazines like this is you get to see the bud structure. You get to see the morphology. You get to see what it really looks like, because nowadays, here we are 23 years later after this catalog came out, there's a lot of things that say, oh, I'm Northern Lights. Well, when you go back to some of these older books and some of these older catalogs, you really get to see what Northern Lights was all about at that time. And sure, it may have changed a little bit, but here, here's again a good picture of the Northern Lights. Let me just blow this up, man. Make it easier for y'all to see. But yeah, so Northern Lights number 5, Mr. Nice Guy G13. Yeah, you get to smell the past. I wish, man. but this, things like this brings you back too. And the bud structure has changed over the years. You got your Afghan, oh gosh, just all of these Maple Leaf Indica, Shiva Shante. Right here is just like the ultimate lineup of like Sensi Seeds magic, man. You've got the Afghani #1 right here. So Afghani #1, beautiful. Next to the Hindu Kush, which, guys, these are so the backbones of so much of like the next generation that came after it. And we're like 2 generations removed from these being the backbone. But again, it's so cool to see, the backbone, the Maple Leaf Indica. Guys, the Maple Leaf Indica. Oh, if you were around in the 90s, And then, of course, here on the end, that was the Shiva Shanti, which you can still get. But here's one of the things about a lot of seed banks, and this happens with a lot of breeders sometimes. These are all like 25 years old, these pictures here. Now, over that course of 25 years, they may have lost some of the original parents. Sure, they can remake them with, well, I've got more seeds from that line, more seeds from that line. If I pop those and then put them together, it's the same thing, right? No, it's not, because there's little differences in every little plant, as similar as they may be. So, the Shiva skunk is one that, you can get right now, but it's not going to be the same thing as the Shiva skunk, even though they're both sold by Sensi Seeds. So again, it's so rad to have a window into the past, and just the 4-way Hawaiian Indica. Hawaiian Indica is the banana looking one right there. The 4-way is the other one. Yeah, man, I miss these. And if you can't tell, or if you haven't noticed, that a lot of these are really chunky buds. And that's why I always say, it's like, I want to bring back the freaking baby arms, because a lot of stuff these days it grows different. Fair enough. Oh, cool, right? Here's your order form. So this is what the order form from Sensi Seeds looked like in the day. You'd fill this out right here. You say, oh, well, I want these seeds. Here's the description. Here's the quantity. And here's the price. And then you put some money in with it, and you send it off, and you hope you hear back. Like that's what it was. Yes, I want the new 96-page Sensi catalog. Wow. Discount 10% off if your order is over 500. Damn, come on, bro. Cut someone a break here. But yeah, so this is, sorry, this is what the order forms look like. Again, tripping down nostalgia lane here. I'm glad you guys are able to hang out and do that with me here. But as I was flipping through here, yeah, I was just saying, a lot of the buds, skunk #1, I've used that before. Skunk #1. Look at just how chunky and thick those things are, man. And that's what people were growing for back then. We didn't really have THC testing. We could just be like, yeah, it's powerful. A lot of the profiles were still very similar. We don't have nearly the complexity. Granted, there are exceptions, but we don't have nearly the complexity back then that we do today. But one thing that I do see has been the trade-off is like, the plants have gone from producing those baby arms all the way down to just like little golf balls, or sometimes with cookies, it's just like meh, little dingleberries. But yeah, so that's something that I actually try to work with in breeding, is trying to pump things up. Anybody out there that's run my chud, that sounded funny, but the chud is actually a Sensi seed, actually old stock, actually from this era. Wow, that's a coincidence. But the Afghani #1, let's see if I could find the picture in here, crossed with the Westport grape juice. That is chud. And anybody who's grown that outside got and even inside too, got huge colas. That one truly brought back the baby arm colas. And that's why I worked with the Afghani #1 from this particular era, is I knew it would beef things up if that's passing on. And also, when you take things from the past, cross them with something from the future instead of something that's more closely related, particularly on the timeline, that's how you get the thing called hybrid vigor. The closer the things are in relation, the less, the more inbred it is, the less vigor that it will have. There's an inbreeding depression. So it's cool to be able to cross some of the older stuff with some of the newer stuff, because you get the hybrid vigor, but you also can take it a direction that you want to. And again, one of my directions was bigger freaking colas, more yield per plant without suffering on the profiles. Profiles and effects are very important, but I also want to make it worth a person's time, because, we have that saying of like the personal stash, right? Everybody knows about the personal stash. They're like, yeah, it's fantastic stuff, but it just doesn't yield enough for me to like just, share it, as they say. So yeah, try to get away from that personal stash stuff. But again, cool to see this magazine in here, not only for the nostalgia, but I used to work with Sensi Seeds writing all the strain descriptions. So actually these things that appear in here, I wrote those for many years. So there's some catalogs out there with my stuff too. But yeah, this one's cool. And again, it just kind of gives you some tips, and it's got pictures of the old seed packs right there. So yeah, blast from the past. That's some cool stuff, Mr. LightSpeedSteve. So thanks for including that in here. It's another treasured piece that will go into my collection, because I do have a bunch of catalogs as well. That's something else that I collect. And you sent me some books too, and we'll get into the books in a second. I feel you guys probably want me to go through some seeds first. You guys probably want me to give away some seeds first. So let's do that. We'll give away the first batch of seeds for today, which again, we are playing, if you are in the US, we're playing for a pack of No Joke. I will send that out. And this is back available on the website right now, chadwestport.com. You can go there, order. I've got merch, shirts, books, magazines, cards, collectibles, but you also find these beans, chadwestport.com. All right. So let's see here. We've got 194 entered. All you had to do is just be in the US and type LSS into the chat. And again, LSS is in honor of LightSpeedSteve, who made this all possible today by gifting his awesome collection for me to work through and share with the masses. So, all right, everybody, good luck. I will hit the draw here, 210 of you. And let's see who it is. Winner, please just get a hold of me through IG, or better yet, email. Email is on my website. James Caputo, right on. I have seen your name before, sir. James, I will write this down. Congratulations, James. Just hit me up again. Instagram is down in the show notes, chad.westport, or also email support@chadwestport.com. That's really the best way to do it, to get a hold of me. We are going to be giving away some more seeds, guys. Let's see what we've got in here to give away today. Should we do a pack? And again, these are still in the testing phase right now. Multiple people are running them, and so far we're all kind of out of the testers. We're all kind of like, this one's got a little bit of a funk, maybe a little bit of a smell inside of the veg. But again, we're still testing it right now. But Mean Muffin, should we do a pack of those in a little bit here? The Mean Muffin. So Mean Muffin is it got its name from a Mean Gene. Two of the strains that Mean Gene has made. He is Freeborn Selections. He's the breeder's breeder, guys. You can't go wrong with him. If you like the profiles that he offers, chef's kiss. But it is his Lime 1. Lime 1 is the backbone for a lot of everything lime that you're seeing today. A lot of lime stuff. But Lime 1 is where it all came from, crossed with his Cherry Limeade F5. And if you look at the crosses on his website, that Cherry Limeade F5 is the backbone of the majority of his work. So two of the very hot, yeah, is the right word, but two of the most tried and true things from him put together. And because there was no name with it, I've just called it Mean Gene, because saying Lime 1 crossed with the Cherry Limeade F5 every time is just so freaking long. So I just called it Mean Gene. Give credit to where the guy, to where it came from. So it's that Mean Gene crossed with the Blueberry Muffin. Blueberry Muffins from Humble Seed Company. Grew that out. It is an awesome tool. It is one of the quickest flowering plants that I have seen. It finishes regularly, 50 days, just like cup worthy. I know a guy who won a cup with it, who harvested, I think, at around 45 days. It was less than 50, maybe more than 45, because I always have to be specific. But yeah, it was so ready to go. And I put those two together because that plant from Mean Gene, love the profile, love the effects. I want to get that, want to work with it. It was tall and it flowered too long for my personal preference. So I took something that is short and squat, that is stable, that has a great profile and flowers in very, very short time. Cross those two together, and that's just stage one of my next breeding project. But because I have enough of those, I'm going to give some out. So Mean Muffin, that's what that cross is. And again, guys, they're tested by myself and getting tested by about 6 or 7 other people right now. So they'll be available to the public once we're all happy with the results. But so far, so good. We'll let a pack of those come out here too. Also, I might be giving away a book later. Maybe I make that a package. Well, let's see here. Let me get to what you guys are actually watching the damn show for, right? I get to this LightSpeedSteve collection, but I've got a shirt here from Vivi with some of those new Vivi packs to help you cure. We'll probably give this away as well coming up. A book coming up, some Mean Muffin coming up. And I told myself I was going to be on here for an hour today. We're at 40 minutes already. There is no way that's going to happen. So let's get into some of these beans, guys. Let's see here. Where can we get these Mean Gene genetics? Sorry, chat. I have been slacking looking at you. Holy Toledo says, where can we get some of these Mean Gene genetics? Check out Freeborn Selections. Also check out the daga.garden website. FCP, the daga.garden website, hosts some of those things. And actually important, I'm glad you asked that. If you are not in the US and you want to get some of my genetics right now, no joke, is up there, but daga.garden is the only place you're going to find my genetics aside from my website. My website is for US folks. Everybody else, you can still get them, but just go to daga.garden. Let's see here. Yam, you're awesome. Let's see, a good book. I love the books from Eric Nugshot. Yes, High. I almost said hi again. They've interviewed Eric Nugshots, but Higher is the name of the book. I've got it sitting right over there. That is a fantastic book. That is probably like one of the modern day ones that I would recommend to people who are into very, very nice cannabis photography, because it has like the backstory, some of the pedigrees, and some of the family trees behind some of the strains, which is awesome. Do you ship to the Daga VA system? I don't know where that is. If it's Virginia, I'll ship to Virginia. Let's see here. Do freebies? No, Rusty. I'm sorry. I don't. I'll be straight up about that. I do try to include things when I can. If I had a whole plethora of different lines to offer people, I definitely would be tossing more in. But I try to hook things up when and where I can. But I don't think anybody compares to Daga. And that's another reason why I wanted to put this up too, is, the Daga.garden, when you place an order over there, Peter throws in all kinds of different things. So that's awesome. But yeah, other real quick, I'll just flash these real quick, but we'll get into this one. The Big Book of Buds. Big Book of Buds 2, 3, and 4. These also came from LightSpeedSteve and is awesome to add to any collections because, again, it goes through, it shows you some of the strain names, shows you pictures of what the flower was, and it gives you a little bit of story. So, you know, the New York Power Diesel. What is that all about? Dance Hall, that's a nice one. Critical number 47, Crippled Pit, Cheezel. Okay, so Cheezel, that's one that people should be aware of. Cheezel from Big Buddha Seeds. So sexy. But yeah, that's what's in these books. These books are freaking awesome. Big Books of Buds 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I believe it's number 3 that I have sitting on my shelf already. So this is the book we'll be giving away. We're going to give away the Big Book of Buds. I think number 3 today, but we'll give one of these away before the end of the show because, yeah, guys, it's just so sick. I just want to like fan it for you. Just look at all those strains and flowers and stories and history about cannabis in the pages of these books. So, yeah. That's awesome. No Joke Worldwide. Heck yeah. Dude, I've seen some awesome stuff grown halfway around this world, literally halfway around this world. So that's freaking awesome. LightSpeedSteve, thanks for hanging out still. Again, this show is brought to you by LightSpeedSteve. So let's get into some of these bags that we have here. And again, sorry I couldn't get the second camera set up, because it would be awesome to show everything. But we're going to go through, let's go through this bag right here, and then we'll get to another seed giveaway coming up. All right, so I'm just pulling stuff out. And guys, we're really kind of looking at these for the first time together. I quickly went through a couple bags the other day, and I was like, oh boy, okay, let's get it. So classic little 20 bag. The twomp, man. This is what your 5, 10s, and 20s would come in, is one of these little bags. And it was probably weighed with this little scale. So you just probably already see it hanging there. All right. So Mickey Kush. This is a Mickey Kush original. Now there are probably about 6 beans in there that I see. Mickey Kush, I believe, was something that TGA was working on. I could be wrong, but I'd have to look that up. Maybe LightSpeedSteve, actually. Yeah, Steve. This is our interaction portion of the show. So Mickey Kush original. I wonder if this was one of the TGAs, and not something that I could look back up. But this doesn't have a year on here, as some of these do. This one, so this bag here says 2009 AG ship number 2. I have no idea what this is. Let's see. LightSpeedSteve, the Green Adventure. Yep, TGA. Subcool's TGA. So that is awesome. That was indeed on point here with that Mickey Kush. Team Green Avenger. That is freaking cool. Yep, Chad Carroll, my brother in name, Subcool. And Subcool, Subcool was my first pro genetics. And, that was another one of the really fun things about talking with Mr. Spliff last week, is he was working very closely with Subcool at the time frame and the era where I discovered Subcool and really, learned a lot about his approach, learned a lot about his breeding style, learned a lot about what he was doing. So that was, really kind of cool conversation there. And shout out Golden Coast, Dub Sacks. Yes, sir. Good to see you in here. If it's the Golden Coast genetics that I'm thinking of, you definitely have some awesome history and background to share with people. And I saw somebody post Gabby was in here. I don't see Gabby's post, but shout out to Gabby too. Shout out. He actually is the one who connected me with, well, encouraged me to connect with Mr. Spliff. So it was good that we did. Okay, so if you are here, LightSpeedSteve, AG ship, what do, or PG ship? I don't know. Do we remember what this one is? Decent, decent color, decent size seeds. Storage is always a concern when you are looking at things from, 2009. What, that's 16 years ago. So who knows what the germination is going to be like. So Trent's got a garden's asking Chad, what are you most excited to run next? That's what we're going to be determining today. I'm running some things that I was really excited about right now, and I'm getting those tested, and I'm running, and one of those things are some of the genetics that I brought that came back from Mexico, from the Yucatan. I had the opportunity to consume some pretty awesome stuff out there. A lot of everything is seeded there. So I came back with some bird seed. I'm running them now. I ran a few in the past, but they were males, so I culled them. Disappointing in the fact that they were males, but encouraged by the fact that they were males. Because if they were males, that means it's not a hermaphrodite or intersex plant that made these beans. There was male pollen in there. So that means I've got probably a decent cross. Again, I'm running them right now, but I'm really excited to see what they can unlock. And also, speaking of knowledge and wisdom and breeder and just freaking a good dude to the community, Mr. Toad's in chat. Shout out to you. Respect, Mr. Toad. He's got the OD Diesel, baby. He's got a lot of good stuff. I have run his stuff, and you can also find his gear. Actually, go direct to the breeder is always good. But he's also got stuff up on the Daga.garden site. So yeah, international folks, you can get my stuff there. But you can also pick up Mr. Toad stuff there. You can look for the Mr. Gene stuff there. Big ups to Rico. Happy to see that guy. Big waves to you, my friend. Beans. Okay, so LightSpeedSteve here says beans from 98 to 2008 AG shipments from NorCal. Okay, so pretty much what that's telling me is, names didn't really necessarily come about for a while. Not really kind of the late 90s. Because again, you found things by region. Like I just mentioned, I got that stuff from Mexico. I got that stuff from the Yucatan. There is no name for it. So it's going to be Yucatan something, right? Colombian, Oaxacan, different regions around the world is what the name was with whatever came from there. So this is kind of some 2009 NorCal magic. AG shipments, to me, that usually means a large shipment of flour. So came up and these were discovered in there. Okay, so that is good to know. That helps me because I did see AG on a few of these different packages. So okay, the Mickey Kush, we got that 2009 AG, and here is something that I recognize, and this actually has a date of 2020 on here. But I get this question a lot. I get people who get packs and it has, this like barcode, or well, not barcode, but this combination of letters and numbers, and it's different. Let's see, there's probably another one here. Well, I know there are some other ones in here, but those usually come from like the larger seed banks, usually the European seed banks. That's how they kind of inventory and track things. But on the top here, it says ChemDog number 4, 2020. So I love chems. Chem 91 has got to be one of my favorites, but Chem 4 is also really awesome. Now, LightSpeedSteve, do you remember where this one came from? I can probably look up the code there if it's even the original bag, because sometimes things get relabeled too. You just have the bag, you reuse it. If you remember where that ChemDog 4 came from, that would be interesting. Chems. Okay. Gotta love the chems. Yep. And collective marijuana, yes, it does kind of look like the old IGM style. They are, I know for sure, that they do use a similar barcode like that, but I know other European seed banks to use the same. So who knows? Maybe it's from the place where they're all getting their seeds. Mr. Toad just sprayed his Chem 91 with toad venom. Freaking awesome. Toad venom, for you guys watching, if you've seen the videos, toad venom is what I have used for my reversal. So actually the no joke that is coming out today, the no joke would not be possible. This round, and actually the round before, wouldn't be possible if toad venom didn't exist. Because that's what I use for my reversal spray. Very easy. Now, I'll admit it. He'll admit it. Most people admit it. You can buy the ingredients for kind of pennies on the dollar. But are you going to get the formulation right? Are you going to have to do a certain amount of sprays? Are you going to cook your plants? I am willing to pay for someone who knows how to do that stuff to figure it out for me, send me a bottle, I spray it on my plants, and we're good. That's the end of it. That's all I have to do. And I much prefer it that way. And it's very cost effective. So yeah, spray that toad venom on there. Good stuff. And that I actually did go to directly to him last time. No, directly the second time. And then last time he's like, get it on Daga. It's up on Daga. So, okay. I need to send Jonathan Rice. Shout out, brother. He says, I need to send these seeds. I'm going to message you tomorrow. Cool. Thank you. He has been growing my stuff for many years. Everything that I've put out, tested, haven't put out, he's grown. And I think it was just, he used a Nakatomi Plaza male to pollinate. Was it the no joke he pollinated, or what did you pollinate there, buddy? What did you do there? Right on. Wheezing the Juice says toad venom is the easiest reversal spray because it's properly constructed. Yeah, that's definitely why I'm happy to pay for it and get it from Mr. Toad every time, because it's not let me down. So that's what I'm actually going to be calling him again in probably another month or two and ordering some more. Get some more beans. Says, did you make the sticky skunk? Did you make the artwork on the no joke packs? I got to know the story behind it if you can. So I did not make the artwork for this. It's a classic 90s meme. Like before people were, when people were still arguing, is it meme or meme? That was one of the popular memes that was out there. And I just love shameless, random pop culture references. And to me, I've always dude, Mr. T on a unicorn riding over a rainbow is just epic. So I want to use that. This was my avatar at one point back in the 90s for something, but I always wanted to use it. So I'm like, let's pull it out for this. And there is a little story, because there's the unicorn and there's the Mr. T. And I'm like, if you take away the corn, mister, you're left with unity, right? Isn't that clever? Unity. I don't know. I smoke weed, so don't listen to anything I say, guys. Let's see here. Looking for John's reply. But then everything I tried to make more seeds of the Nakatomi Plaza, but then everything got pollinated. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So let me wow. Dang. Okay. Mr. Toad's posting up here. It says Mr. Toad Venom STS is available on Daga.garden, and it comes with 20 free seeds. Guys, come on. That's a sick freaking deal. Let me blow that up there. There we go. That makes things easier to read now. But that's pretty badass, dude. Yeah, hey Jerry Bird, you're high. I need to smoke some. I need to drink some. It's hard when you don't have a guest because you gotta talk the whole time. See, Steve gets it. Unity. Yes, unity, sir. I pity the fool. You pretty the fool? No, I pity the fool. Yes. I'm glad I like to see. All right, Skunk Ape got it right. I pity the fool. Another one of my favorite Mr. T lines, because I did love the A Team, but it's for people who wear like sunglasses inside and stuff and all this jazz, it's like, you hide the eyes, you hide the lies. So let me see your eyes when we're talking, buddy. All right, let me pull up the giveaway tool here and we'll start collecting names for the mean muffin. Okay, choose the screen. I'm gonna do we're just gonna go with Unity, guys. Type Unity in. Yeah. Oh, what did I do? I just rooked it. Good thing I'm not sharing that other screen because I tried to flip back to this screen and I hit the spin button and holy shit, you guys. I just clicked back to the screen. This is hilarious. This isn't gonna count, but the winner knows that he has a free hookup to whatever I have, but this blows my mind, guys. That's legitly who just won on the other screen when I accidentally hit the button. LightSpeedSteve, get out of here. I'm gonna redo that one, guys, because I totally like rooked that one. Rook job over here. But LightSpeedSteve can get anything that he wants from me anyways. These are going to be regular seeds, though. I know that, Steve, you were looking more for FEMs, so I'll send you these if you want, but I'll also send you the FEMs. Again, you're giving me a couple seeds, so I am more than happy to reciprocate and share there. Let's see here. Let me figure out how I just changed this. Okay, let me focus. I'm gonna stop trying to be cute here and just put something simple in there. And I'm going to hit start collecting comments this time. Okay, so guys, I managed to get that one correct. If you are in the US and you would like to play for a pack of the new testers, again, they're testers, guys. And if you are the winner and if you have a problem with that, just let me know. We'll figure something out. But if you want to play for a pack of the mean muffins, please go ahead and type mean muffin into chat if you're in the US. So forget the Unity. Screw Unity, guys. No, don't do that. But that's not the word. LightSpeedSteve won with Unity. Freaking amazing. That was the name that was pulled. But also while we're here too, I want to give a big shout out because I think he's in chat. DP710 or 71DPO. I always get that wrong. I always call him DP. I won't say what for, but when I talk about him to my wife, it is dog pound. So yes, he did the design for the mean muffin here. So he is responsible for the sticker, which I think is pretty cool. He's got the woo tattoo up there. If you could read the tattoos above his eyes, it says cookies free. Yeah, cookies free. It's got his name down on his neck. He's smoking a joint. That's one mean muffin. So yeah, shout out to 71DPO for creating this art. And he's done a lot of graphics for other breeders as well. So hit him up if you ever need anything there. Boom. I also, speaking of, okay, let me bring up the giveaway. How can I share the screen? Dude. How is it? There we go. Okay, so mean muffin. Yes, if you're in the US and you want to play for that, just go ahead and type in the mean muffin. We got DP sticker up there. Oh yeah, the Grow Pro sensor, the Grow Sensor Pro. Again, everybody watching today, go to the link down in the show notes. Click on that. You have the chance to win the Grow Sensor Pro, which is a rad environmental monitoring system. You're going to see more of it in my videos coming up. I'm doing an unboxing, kind of a setting up and explaining things. It connects, to the internet, to the Wi-Fi. You have the app on your phone. It has data logger. There's a lot of cool back-end stuff that you're not seeing just from this one graphic. But it does have, all of the important things in one tool. It's got the PAR sensor. It's got your PPFD sensor, your DLI. So you're knowing at what stage of the life that you're giving the proper amount of light to it, DLI. If you guys have a question about what these things mean, Westport University will help you out, but also please feel free to ask. It's got a substrate probe, which will measure moisture amongst many other things. I actually just received that the other day. I have to get into that, so I don't know as much about that one, but I'm excited because that completes the whole system there. But it checks your CO2, which is important. Again, leaf temp, leaf VPD, all the important things. So if you want to win the Grow Sensor Pro, just go down to the show notes, click the link there. There is a link for the competition. Also, to learn more about it, just go growsensor.co. That's the website where you can learn more. But if you want to enter the contest, again, running to December 10th. So if this is a replay, you guys have time to enter still. Just go to growsensor.co, grow-sensor-competition. Yep. Click the link down in the show notes. But that is its own thing. What we're doing here right now is something a little bit different. We're giving away some beans, the Mean Muffin. So, all right, guys, keep typing in Mean Muffin, and I'm going to start going through some more seeds here. So, all right. This one, we've got a 2020 date on it. We got some Bruce Banner. So Bruce Banner Fems 31008. So it's probably not right. I'm assuming it's the 2020. Let me flip over to the back to the comments here so I could see if Mr. LightSpeedSteve is still hanging out and help me out there. So Bruce Banner. And one thing I want to point out too. Okay, I think I see something that's wow. Okay, I'll get to that point later. But okay, so there's this. I've never seen a G unit face tattoo. Not saying there isn't. Oh, what is that? I've never seen a G unit face tattoo. Not saying there isn't. Jizza paper plates. LOL. Dude, what did I got you here, bro? What did 50 Cent say to his aunt when she gave him a sweater for Christmas? He looked at his aunt and said, G unit. Come on, guys. Again, I started the show with dad jokes. It just happens. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. It just happens. So, all right. Let me scroll down here. Okay, some Mickey Kush, some more of that Mickey Kush, the 1.0. So Mickey Kush crossed with something here. And a lot of his stuff was grown outdoors. And that was something he told me about the collection, is it was grown outdoors. And, every year you get some pollination, particularly if there is a male or even if there are a couple males that pop up. Another reason why he wants femmes and other people like femmes is you don't have to worry about that calling males or missing a male or being gone for a week when it decides to show that it's a male and then start pollinating everything. So sometimes you get those random mystery crosses. But dates help a lot with kind of narrowing down possibilities. Obviously, I could talk to him and find out what else was being run in the garden at that time. Okay, if you remember, and he did actually send me some good notes. So some of this I may be able to answer for myself by looking through all of the information that he sent. But the further back we go in history, the less things that there really are that it could have been, because the name game wasn't as big back then. It still existed, but it wasn't as big. This was all pre-cookies too. So nobody's like, yo, it's the cookies. LightSpeedSteve, years of culling males. Okay. Sometimes we miss them. But yeah. Okay, so it's got that there. Thank you for typing that one in there, LightSpeedSteve. And the AG shipment there. And guys, again, this is just one bag. We've got a whole bunch to go through here. So why don't I speed things up a little bit? This one looks a little bit cool. triple SSS, which typically super sativa, super silver sativa is what you think with the triple S's, but this is Steve's Sweet Sensimilia. A lot of kind of like whiter beans in here. These are probably what I would call like the C or the D grade. Again, color is important. It doesn't mean everything, but like with these ones in the top here, a lot of the very light ones, they're not fully developed. And as a breeder, when you're going through your beans and you see beans like this, you always want to give it the pinch test. Because a lot of times they'll be just kind of like hollow and they'll squish right under your fingers, and that's something that you don't want to put into a seed pack with people. So okay, so yeah, here's I just pulled out one of the, can I get it to focus? No, but I pulled out, there we go, pulled out one of the whiter ones. I don't know if you heard that or not, but oh, I got a flat seed now. So this isn't something that was actually really going to be viable, wasn't really going to pop. So yeah, unfortunately with that one, again, there's no good embryo or anything in there. So of these, there might not be a lot that's viable, but I also still would say just, hey, dude, what do you have to lose if this is what you have? Toss it into a glass of water. And I've done that many times and I've been surprised. But when it comes to, kind of the seeds that you get, that you're paying for, that you're a breeder, light seeds aren't always bad, but you typically don't put them in there because they typically don't pass the squish test. So I'm not too sure about this Steve Sweet Sensimilia. Again, we'll try. What do I have to lose? Toss it into a glass of water and see what happens. Sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. I've actually had instances where I've had them like in the glass of water or the paper towel and nothing's really happened. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I'm just going to throw it in the soil with the other ones I planted. And I actually have one right now that I did that on the last germ test for this batch of no joke. I took like 20 of those lighter colored, super small ones that I didn't put in packs. And I just threw that in a cup of water just to germ test. They all germinated. I was like, damn, all right. But then I let it dry out and I just threw it on the dirt because it was next to me and I wanted to empty out that shot glass. So one of those actually came up and is growing right now, which is crazy. But I'm going to cull it because I'm not exactly sure what it is. Let's see here. Okay, so the mean muffin, we'll keep playing for that. There's 3 more packs that were in this bag, and these all caught my eye. So first one. Okay, and back to Trent's question, these are going to be, so out of this first bag here, these 3 are probably going to be the ones that I pop first out of those. So first up here, we've got Grease Monkey, and date is 18, so 2018, looking back 7 years ago at some Grease Monkey genetics. And we flip it around and we see, we have some good dark seeds in there. We have a little bit of lighter ones in there, but the majority here, they look like they're fully matured, fully developed seeds. And I guess since we're on that topic, basically the way you tell if a seed is fully matured is on the wider side. So there's, kind of like a wider end and then the tip end. On the wider side, there should be a little divot. It should almost look like a little volcano. That's where it, is attached in like the embryo. Ovule. I don't have the technical name right now, guys. I'm sorry. But that's kind of where it's attached. Think about it like the umbilical cord. That's where the umbilical cord is attached. And then as it matures and as it gets ready, that part just kind of falls off or dries up or it goes away. And it leaves that divot. That really is the sign of a fully mature seed. Color helps. Stripes help. Stripes aren't mandatory. But really on a good seed, you're looking for a nice solid divot. It looks like a volcano if you have it up under kind of like a microscope. So that's always helpful. Green Elder, Grease Monkey was banging. Yeah, dude, I freaking enjoy that one myself. Haven't tried it much. And here's a good suggestion from LightSpeedSteve too, for a lot of the germination to kind of maybe help things along. He's had success with this. He says, I use hydrogen peroxide 3% to help pop with distilled water 1/3 by 2/3. So yeah, that's another way to kind of stimulate some growth and get rid of some things on the outside that are potentially there as well. Stay wreck. Yes. Who remembers Grease Monkey, the oil change place? I do. I definitely do. And I wonder if they were still in business, if they would be suing whoever came up with this one. But I don't think they're around still. So, yep, we got this, which is very interesting to me. This one. So, yeah, see that right there? Sour D. So it says this, it's a sour D. Now we've got 2 beans in here. So we would hope we have good luck. We'd hope we'd get both of them to pop, maybe one of them. I'm not sure if this was bag seed from some sour D or if this was a pack that you bought as sour D. Not really sure of the origins of this one, but that is always interesting to me. So yeah, this is in that top 3 there, but this one just kind of very excited for, because when it comes to the stories of chem, when it comes to the stories of some OG, when it comes to the OGs and the Kushes, when it comes to some of those classic, very powerful things that came out into the 90s that kind of were getting renamed and stuff, this is kind of goes back to one of the origins, one of these jump off points for a lot of the stories. But and I'm in this area, so I kind of know it. But guys, check this out. This is the Oregon the Underdog. Now, I love my strain history. I think one of the people who does it best is Heavy Days from the podcast. He is a tremendous historian. He is a great person who would know about the underdog. Another one with the dog, and his name is Not So Dog. Not So Dog, you guys have probably seen on the Future Cannabis Project, talking with Gabby, doing a whole bunch of different things. But he was an integral part of a lot of the movement and genetics of that time. And I know that he knows about the underdog as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of good beans inside this pack here. So, underdog. This is probably out of that first bag that we cracked open here. That's probably the first thing that I'm going to get into. So, boom. Local strain. Yep, he says local strain. Yeah, it's Oregon has heat. Yes, Dre, they absolutely do. And I live in Washington, and I will admit, like, crushes us when it comes to quality flower. But Washington has always had the advantage in the concentrate category. So we kind of even out, but I'm more of a flower guy. So I do enjoy stuff from Oregon. And that Oregon underdog, again, guys, that's like oh God, what do they call it when they go back and make the prequel? That's like the prequel to a lot of these really heavy things that we've been talking about throughout the 90s. So that's freaking exciting. Let's go. Actually, let's go with the 10. Let's go with the 10. I'll leave this up. How many people are entered right now? We got 259. Okay, so when we get to 275 or another 5 minutes goes by, we'll go ahead and roll for the mean muffins. And then we still got more giveaways to do. All right, we're opening the 10. This is actually the first time I'm opening the 10. So let's see what's in here together. 2010. Okay, so 2010 RMH. And here is what I was going to mention earlier. This is a good reason why when you're storing stuff, we think that black Sharpie is going to stay forever. It never does, guys. So when you're labeling bags, always, always use like some tape or even just like a piece of paper and put it in there. That way, like the piece of tape can't fall off or, whatever. If you put a piece of paper in with there, then you're going to know exactly what it is. But it says RMH on the sticker. No idea what that was, but I see rock, mountain, and then we lost the H word there. High, so Rocky Mountain High, maybe. Potentially that's what this is. I'm not familiar with Rocky Mountain High, but I'm assuming it would come from Colorado. So maybe that would be a good place for me to start looking. Rocky, let's see, what does he say? Rocky Mountain Hogue? Does that mean to be high? Because again, these are all Lightspeed Steve's collection that he gifted to me to run through and select. So that is okay. That's one of them there. 2007, number 3NG. Not quite sure what that is. Steve, if you are in there and know what that means, let me know. Oh, snaps. Okay. High, Rocky Mountain High. Okay. Who's familiar with that one? The Goji Oji. Goji Oji from Bodhi. Plant more seeds. Those are good looking seeds too. Nice fatty ones. But the Goji Oji egg shipment. Okay, so egg shipment. I'm just gonna write that on there because now I know what the egg shipment means. Oh, egg, NG. It's not NG, it's AG. Okay, AG. So wow, okay. So again, we may not know exactly what this is, but these are some beans from 2007 NorCal crops. Not a bad era. Not a bad era. So we may be seeing what's in these. And, one of those things too is like, even though it doesn't have a name on this label, there's a lot of things out there that do have a name on a label that's not even correct, not even close to what it actually is. So with any plant, whether it has a name or doesn't have a name, you need to grow it out and judge it for its expression. Do you like the way that it grew? Do you like the profile? Do you like the effects? Was the flowering time enough? So there's a lot of things, but don't be discouraged if you get something that is like this. And I always say, for people who don't have access to a lot of seeds, these are gold, man. Plant them because you're going to judge it by what it produces, not the name that's on the label. The name on the label only gets you excited. But it also, kind of helps you pick things too. So, wow. Okay. That's from the AG shipment. But yeah, my Goji 14 selfed. Was this a intentional reversal or was this a Goji OG that had intersex traits and reversed on itself? That would be good to know in the comments if you still see that one, Steve. But yeah, Goji OG, something I'd love to, have my hands on. Bodhi is known for traveling the world, getting very unique cultivars and putting them together. And that's kind of what it is. So, wow. Okay. Whoops. Missed it. Chat's going by fast today. Okay. So that is reversed. That's badass. So intentional reversal there. That means it's not from intersex traits. That means I don't have to worry as much about those. You always have to worry about them, but not so much with this Goji OG. So boom. Okay. You're probably going towards the top of the pile on that one. Although there are a lot of beans in this tin that we're going to go through here real quick. Let's see. LJ Jones, good to see you in here, brother. Native Roots usually has Goji OG. Yeah, Goji OG Evil 420 Love. We'll just call it that. Goji OG is Fuego. Yes. Dude, lots land race. Yeah, that's kind of what Bodhi is known for. And it does, as we mentioned earlier, hybrid vigor. Green Elder's mentioning it here again. Hybrid vigor is very important, and you typically get that from things that are farther away on the family tree and timeline as well. So nice. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. What about Bob? Mean muffin. Why are you so mean? How about a smile with you a bit of bean? Oh man, he's a poet. I like it. I like it. What about Bob? Put that up here real quick. Okay, next one. Ooh, we're kind of running close here when it comes to the ink, but one trick, put some white paper behind it. So we got a second round of Bubba Kush crossed with Unknown Male, summer of 17. So Unknown Male, Bubba Kush. Bubba Kush is one of those strains. So Bubba Kush, Burmese Kush, and Katsu Bubba do my stomach right. Those are highly medicinal for me. May be different for everybody, but people sometimes with like stomach issues, Bubba Kush, Burmese Kush, those are teas that I recommend. Cool to see something with that in there. So that is pretty awesome. 2011, awesome. So again, this is kind of like the pre-cookies type stuff, so I'm not worried about name game so much. But Purple Kush, this was from his outdoor. The Purple Kush, decent amount of good amount of seeds in there. Probably get some to germinate. Good color, good size. Cool. All right, so again, here's gosh, you had a really good lineup. The summer of 17 there. LightSpeedSteve, skunk number 13. And I'm assuming that's the 13th plant of the skunk that you grew that summer. But anyway, so skunk 17 crossed with a male from the summer of 17. So the same male that hit this Bubba Kush also is responsible for hitting the skunk. So if I grow these two out side by side, and I'm familiar with that skunk number one, which I am, and I'm familiar with the Bubba Kush. So if I run these two out side by side and I start to see characteristics that don't fit into either the skunk or the Bubba Kush, that can kind of help me narrow in on the potential of what that male might have been. So you could do, again, when you're really familiar with certain plants, it's fun to breed that way because you get to see where things and traits are really coming from. And not knowing the male there, no, I'm probably not going to be like, oh, yes, it is the G13 1982 selection. Probably not, guys. But I'll be able to get closer to it. Yep, bot then breed. Grow, says LightSpeedSteve. Awesome. Okay, let's keep running through this stuff because your summer was awesome. Okay, more Bubba Kush. Cool. Bubba Kush. So we get more of the Bubba Kush. And again, guys, you always think that the permanent marker is going to last on these bags, but they don't, which is helpful when you use the little piece of tape to put things on there. So that's super helpful. Again, if you want to be bulletproof, put a little piece of paper in with the beans. If anything, it'll take up a little moisture from the beans. So that's not a bad thing. Okay, cotton candy. So this one kind of has rubbed off as well on the bottom, but there is cotton candy on top, 2016. So I'm assuming this is going to be kind of a, who knows with the name, right? Does it taste like cotton candy? Does it have a fruity profile? Does it have a candy profile? Those are things to kind of look for, but knowing that it came from 2016, which is only 9 years ago, but there was a lot of fruit. There was a lot of candy around back then. So I'm going to kind of assume that there was. And oh, perfect. LightSpeedSteve says everything was stored in the fridge the whole time, which is great because that's where things are going. Well, not into the fridge, but they're going into my safe storage with desiccant packs and climate control as soon as we're done with this. Boom hour, proper, man. Yep. Gets his vote. Bubba Kush gets his vote. Waynard, I want to get some Bubba. Fino Dino, good to see you in here again. Kush is king. Grumpy Toad, I love you, man. Says if Chad finds skunk, he won't tell, but there will be signs. You're not wrong, dude. You are not wrong. Oh, there will be signs. So, all right, oh yeah, let's give away these beans here real quick. We're at 288. So for the Mean Muffin in the US, if you've typed Mean Muffin into the chat, oh yeah, we're going to get you a pack of these testers. So good luck, everybody, to that. Let me put it back to the normal, like, can I get it cool guy phase? Yeah, there we go. All right. Good luck, everybody. If you are the winner, please go ahead and hit me up on Instagram or email. Those are down in the show notes. Bud Green, congratulations. James Caputo got the no joke earlier. And you, sir, Bud Green, get the Mean Muffin. So yeah, just hit me up on IG or preferably email, and I'll get these mailed out to you. Awesome. Congratulations. And thanks for playing, guys. Well, we'll put up another one here in just a couple minutes. Going to keep going through some of these beans. Just let's rapid fire these because, again, I said I was going to do this for an hour. We're at hour and a half, and we're probably going to go at least 2 hours today. So that's just when you're having fun and everybody's hanging out. So this is cool, man. And I'm sure chat's just freaking awesome as it always is. Sorry I haven't been able to pay attention as much. All right, mystery pack. So, oh, Bud Green, again, congratulations there. All right, so mystery pack here. It is from 2017, so we are in the cookies era firmly. Nice beans though, nice big fatty. Just kind of, you could tell sometimes you could tell when they're outdoor beans. Outdoor beans, just from that natural light, they tend to be a little bit bigger. Just again, strain dependent, but they tend to be a little bit bigger. These are nice and dark, so they definitely finished off proper. And gosh, it'd be great if I could show you the volcano, but I don't think the camera is good enough to really get a close-up or a clear shot of the volcano that I was mentioning, the divot, the dot, the depression at the end of mature beans. So, okay, yeah, Texas OG here says healthy seeds. Absolutely. These are healthy seeds. Don't quite know exactly what they are. Do know they come from 2017, and they look healthy. LightSpeedSteve, big plants. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This is cool. So Hashberry crossed with that unknown male from the 2017 outdoor run. Hashberry sounds pretty good. But again, it's written on this side, and sometimes you gotta do the white paper to get it to show up. But again, I'm glad that he has it on here. Hashberry. Damn. Okay. This one will probably go towards the top of my list of this box in the tin. So we've got some ChemDog 4 times AFGUI, and this is from 09. So what? 16 years ago. Again, Cookies was around in this era, but it wasn't making the rounds commercially where people would just rename stuff that easily from that era. So ChemDog 4 with the AFGUI. AFGUI is a classic in itself from the 09 era. Again, 16 years ago. Let's hope we get some germination, but the seeds look good, nice and dark, decent size. And they will all pass the squish test. So, boom. Okay, we're setting you right there. That's kind of going to be the top of the pile of this tin so far. We've got a few more to go in the tin. We got, Lucky Charmelade. So, summer of 25. This is the most recent stuff. Lucky Charmelade, I believe, is Kindway Farms. Anybody in chat may correct me, but yeah, AFGUI was killer. Absolutely, LightSpeedSteve. So thank you for blessing me with these, because that's another one I haven't had for years and I haven't seen for years. I know it's still around. People have it, but it's not anybody I know. So that's cool to have some of that back in there. And yeah, it's what On point there. The Afghanistan goo is dank AF. Yes, 100%, my friend. It is. Thank you, Miss K, for joining us today. Again, this is all LightSpeedSteve. He has gifted me his collection of canna books, seeds, and other fun memorabilia. So a big shout out and a humble thank you to LightSpeedSteve, who we tried to get to join today. He is with us in chat, which is awesome. Technical difficulties on my end, all over the place, and we couldn't make it work here. I do see a random comment from Rusty Nails, but Hong Kong Fooey. I've grown Hong Kong Fooey from CSI Humboldt. He is a preservationist. Hong Kong Fooey was given to me by Dave, my seed collector friend, because I always talk about the dog shit, Pacific Northwest dog shit. Classic 90s strain. Haven't seen that forever. Again, that is part of the name game. It also goes by Electric Boogaloo. But Hong Kong Fooey was the Pacific Northwest dog shit crossed with the old family Perps or the T1000. I ran that, and unfortunately, I did not get the terpene profile I was hoping for. LightSpeedSteve, sweet. Yes, okay. So that Lucky Charmelade is from Kindway Farms, who I actually met at DGC Cup. Not this year, but the year before. So very cool to see that. Again, these look like some good seeds, very fresh, 2025. But here's one of the older ones. 2008. Yeah. So number 4, again, I'm going to assume this is one of those AG shipments. So basically packs that came up from NorCal, found a few seeds in those. We all know that's how the Chem Dog story starts. And, you know, potentially it starts, a piece of that is this underdog, but Oregon underdog to be specific. But yeah, 2008, man, there was good stuff floating around at that time. So I'm curious what will come from these. Again, I'll probably start with oldest stuff first, just because I want to see if it germinates. I want to see what it brings, if it is really something that we're like, dude, haven't seen this one forever, or if it's, you know, just average run of the mill. There's a lot of stuff, whether it's today or yesterday, that's average run of the mill, but there are those that stand out, and there are those that become backbones. And I've already seen a few backbones for modern genetics in the collection here. So very stoked on that. Yep, 2, 3 numbers, AG shipments. So yeah, I like that. We're just going to start calling them AG shipments. All right, so put that one there with that Chem Dog 4 and that AF GUI from 09, because that is doing it. Good for Mr. Spliff being live. He and I had a great 5-hour show last weekend, and we'll probably be back at it next weekend because he's going to be giving away a lot of beans on this channel. We're just trying to meet up next week to get them into my hands so I could get them shipped out to you guys ASAP. Which reminds me, I should probably put up another bean giveaway here in a second. Okay, let's see here. 99, can't read the writing. I love it. And that's not me saying I can't read the writing. That's actually what he wrote. So it's can't read the writing. Okay, I'm not going to get it to focus, but another AG shipment from 2009. That's an interesting one. Let's see here. Oh, okay. 2013. These are self, so they're going to be feminized. But I have had the chance to try this. This is a blue headband. So like a blueberry and a headband put together back from the 2013 era. Now, headband is supposedly... Headband is a famous cut that was not supposed to be given out, went to another area. There was going to be violence if they used the name that it was. So they said, call it something else, and they named it headband. That's the story that I have. I like the sticky skunk. What's AG? All good. Start calling that all good now. But yeah, blue headband. That sounds pretty freaking awesome. I'm into the headband stuff. You know, my boy, Grow Space Killer John, he grows a 818 headband that he wins awards with for his rosin. And he has for years with his 818 headband. He has a green pheno and a purple pheno. They both have mildly different profiles, and he's won many events with both. He's also the keeper of the Westport grape juice. He's one person I've trusted with that, and he makes award-winning rosin with that as well. But the Hachimaki grape juice, which he's won the most awards with, is with the Westport grape juice. It's the combination of his 818 headband rosin and the Westport grape juice rosin. And it's cool to see the analytics from all the testing that has to be done for these contests, because it gives you the terpenes, gives you the cannabinoids, gives you everything. Totally different plants, profiles are almost identical. And so when he blends those two rosins together, it just makes something magic. And he has been winning many awards with that. And yeah, DP710, again, the maker of our Mean Muffin sticker here, he knows. He's had the Westport grape juice rosin from John. I haven't, but no, I'm just joking, DP. I love you, brother. But yeah, it's the best hash is what he says. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. John, Grow Space Killa is just, he's ahead of the game, man. He's doing big things. So that's very freaking cool. Okay, so back to these, couple more in this tin. No idea. We got HB question mark. HB crossed with what? 2012. Okay, it's 2012 era. 98. This goes back a ways. We've got 4 in here. One of them's kind of white. Probably won't pass the squish test. 98. They were in his fridge though, so we'll see if these germinate. So again, 98, guys, there was not a whole lot of faking the funk back then. Be interesting to find what that is. And the last one in this tin, we've just got some randoms. We got 4 randoms from 2006. So, all right, from this lot here, we've got some really good stuff. Again, I love these egg shipments because those hold a lot of potential. It's like the mystery Dum Dum Lollipop. You don't know exactly what it is, but you know you like Dum Dum Lollipop. So, yeah, I mean, the skunk was in this one. We had the Bubba Cushes that was in this one. Cotton candy, the headbands, Purple Kush, the Goji OG. This was a really good tin, man. Another egg shipment, but that Chem Dog 4 crossed with the Afgui from 2009. Dang, guys, that's going to be hopefully germinating and creating some fire. Again, most of these, because they were just, kind of like summer crosses, I'm going to assume that most of these are going to be regular beans. So males, females, which would be great. I'd love to pull out a male. CV says cotton candy is amazing. Nice. Good to hear. I haven't run that or seen it myself, so it'll be good. Let's see. Louis Farmstrong, good to see you, dude. Chad, you can do embryo rescue if you don't think they will germinate. Yeah, I definitely have some things that I'm saving for embryo rescue. Got some of things of my own, have some things from deceased neighbors. Very, very special things. So, wow. All right, let me stuff these back in here. Let me load up another little contest here. All right, let's do. And again, I've been slacking on showing these books throughout the course of the show. Kind of mentioned them earlier if you're just tuning in now. At the beginning of the show, we went through a lot of the books, but these books in particular are awesome because they give you pictures of the buds. They give you a story, and there's a lot of strains in here that you might not recognize. I mean, LSD, you probably know that one now, but again, that's one that was a bit older that not everybody knows. Cushadelic, not really around that much anymore, but it's cool to see these things. And again, some of these are the backbones. Jamaican Pearl, that's a Sensi Seeds strain. Definitely an important one, a backbone of some different things. What do we got here? Iranian Autoflower. That'd be interesting to learn more about. Purple Cali Kush. Funk's this Purple Cali Kush. So yeah, that's the big book of buds. That's kind of what they are. There's 4 volumes. I really enjoy those. Also, the cultivation tips from High Times Magazine. This is pretty cool. This is, again, another kind of collectible from yesterday. As you could tell by looking at some of the buds on the back, they don't exactly look like the buds of today, which, you know, again, it's fun to see the progression of how things change. But this just kind of goes through, you know, it has different cultivation tips, the different questions that were submitted into the magazine, some sexy bud shots, of course, the super foxtails right there, almost string of pearls along the top there. When you think string of pearls and foxtails, you know, they're kind of similar. Oh yeah, full on bud shots. You get some nutrient issues going on there. But look at that big old donker, man. Again, bud from the 90s, man. It was just so much more higher yield than what we have today. So trying to bring it back. Holla. Little entry here on Durban poison. And then a little tip below it, you know, how to avoid transplant shock. It's a fun, again, High Times used to be a rad magazine because they do stuff like that. You know, you got Beavis and Butthead on the cover. How can you go wrong, right? So I'm really glad that he sent me this as well, because it gives me things to look through, read, and enjoy. And actually, some of these covers I remember I remember some of these covers sitting in the store when I'd see it. Yep, don't stunt your growth, microsecurity systems, full of cool tips. So that's the High Time Cultivation Tip magazine, 20 years and still growing. And this is from, you know, the era when Danny Danko was there. This is from 1995, so it's 30 years old. But Danny Danko is who I learned a lot from. Wow. Okay, so to show you how old it is, I mean, just like check out this ad. It's like the High Times hotline. And look at the picture of the phone, right? I mean, it has a cord on it, for the love of God, but it's all, you know, call me. We can talk late into the night about anything you want. Wow. That's funny stuff. One other book here, and then I'll put the giveaway up and talk about what I'm doing for that. One other book here that I did want to mention, the Canna Bible by Joseph King. Now, the term Bible gets thrown around a lot when it comes to canna books, but this is a good book. I love the photography in here. I will admit that not all of these stories are accurate, but dude, it's like Leafly. Who really gets it right every time? But yeah, so it's got cool, you know, cool pictures in here, nice full color pictures, but it really shows you the difference of what, you know, we would think was a beautiful bud then versus what's a beautiful bud now. I mean, like, look at that bud. Like, everybody, you know, the connoisseurs are like, dude, the crow's feet are on there. Can you like finish trimming that bud, please? This was the photo worthy bud of that time, of that day. And yeah, like, so here's another good example of like some of the buds that you see in the book. You're like, dude, are you gonna finish trimming that one? Let me know when you're done. But yeah, that's kind of how things used to look. And that was the glamour shots, pre-Instagram, you know, we buy with our eyes. Again, it's kind of almost like a farmer cut. Those leaves, you know, protecting some of the trichromes. I just said trichromes, dude. Wow. I need to put like $50 in the trichrome jar for that. Don't ever say trichrome, guys. It's trichome. So yeah, it protects the trichomes, and you can, you know, just kind of finger that stuff off when you go to smoke it. But you know, that's how the bud in your bag looked in the 90s, man. And it would probably actually kind of be like crystalled on the outside of these leaves because it was pressed up against the outside of the freaking Ziploc bag. So you guys know what the look is like. But that's one of the things that we see in these books. Okay, see, this one has like hog's breath in here. Himalayan gold, that's a good strain. Swahili, wow, that's a classical old land-race. Hash plant, HP13, G13, GAC, the great white shark. Wow, that's an old one. So four-way, we mentioned the four-way earlier. That's classic Sensi Seed strain. Funny, it's got a page called Canada, and it says BC Indoor, BC Outdoor, affectionately known to consumers as Beasters. Closest I ever got to brickweed was Beasters, which is a step above brickweed, but not that much. Amsterdam Gold, Matanuska Thunderfuck, Afghani. Yeah, so this is a cool book as well. But for the next giveaway, what we're going to be doing, and I'm pretty sure it's the number 3 that I have. Bookmark there. Okay. Pretty sure that it's number 3 that I have. So I'm going to give away my copy of the number 3 because he sent me 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I will just add those to my collections. But yeah, you know, like some of the things that you find in here, we got like Granddaddy Grape Ape, tells you a little bit about the bud, shows you some of the pictures. What else we got here? Oh, variety, stability. You go this way in the book. Jilly Bean. Okay, so more modern. You guys are probably familiar with Jilly Bean. We talked about TGA Subcool earlier. So Jilly Bean's one of those things. Let's flip to another one. Oh, dude, LA Confidential, bro. That's all fire. I love LA Confidential. I miss the LA Confidential. So yeah, that's what's in this book. So we're going to be playing for your copy, and it's a used copy, guys. It's in good condition, but you know, it's been looked through before, so sue me. So okay, and I believe it is number 3 that I have in the other room. So we'll be giving away this along with, where'd it go? Here we are. Okay, we're going to give away the Vivi packs too. So this is kind of Bovita. They're switching from Bovita to Vivi, I believe. And they sent me a package the other day. I've never used these. I'm just kind of old school. That's just how I've always done it. So I want to pass these on to you guys, see what you think. And with that is a size XL t-shirt, but it's got a Vivi on the front, and on the back it says the cure for your cure. Yes, model the back there. Let's model the front. Give it a hair flip. Oh, and I lose the headphone in the hair flip. Where'd it go? It hasn't fallen. Here it is. Okay. See, hair flips are dangerous, guys. Why am I even wearing headphones? I don't even need them anymore. I'm doing my own show. Wow. Those are still in from trying to figure out technical difficulties, an hour and 47 minutes. I'm on top of it. All right. So let me go into, yes, Drew, you are 100% correct. You need a smoke break. Bro, you have no idea. Okay. All right. So let's do another giveaway here. All right. If you guys are in the US and you would like to play for the Big Book of Buds Volume 3 and the Vivi t-shirt along with the Vivi packs to help your cure, I've not tried them. Go ahead and in the chat type, what did I even put? Book. That's what I put. I put book. So let's do that. I'm going to say go ahead and enter your names. I'm going to take Dre's advice. I'm going to pay attention to the chat for a while here. And I'm actually finally going to take a toke and I'm going to take a drink of my coffee that I made. So let's just put on a little bit of music. Let's see, more music. Music, dance music, beating the ducks, lo-fi. Oh, I can edit music? Wow, go stream your Lo-fi. Feeding the ducks. All right. That's smoking music right there, isn't it, guys? That's some smoking music. Whew. Hopefully y'all have been enjoying the show, have been having a good day. We'll go through, gosh, we got two more piles here. We got 2 more piles to go through. I'll go through them really quick here. Let me get this toke. What are you guys toking on? In between, type and book into the chat. What are you smoking on? I am smell, pull, smoking on the blue cheese, I believe, which is awesome. That's usually a good daytime one that I go to. That blue cheese is what I used in the cross for the Miss Cool Ice. Miss Smoke O'Clock. Yes, sir. Good call, Robert. Smoke them if you got them, and if you don't, I feel bad for you. But friend with weeds, a friend indeed. Gary Payton, last toke. MM Organics, gas station, candy sativa. Okay, Northern Lights times a lemon skunk. Very nice. Y'all are smoking some good stuff today, man. Got some good. Good stuff up here. Wow. Why? That sounds tremendous. Why? Sherbet straw nana mixed with Panama red. Wow. Okay. Molly loves monkey. Yeah, I've heard of Moongo. Moongo's pretty good. Not heard of Gaudy Girl though. Sounds good. Damn, man. Seriously, some heat in here. I wish everybody lived closer, then I would just give up growing myself. I just come and hang out with you guys and be like, yo, what you smoking on? Unlucky Myko, my man. Smoking that, no joke, dude. Unlucky Myko did a fantastic job growing this out. I wish I was there to smoke it with you. I bet it is pretty freaking heavenly. Big ups, man. Thank you for showing, and thank you for giving me space in your garden. And everybody who's growing any of my genetics, thank you for the space in your garden. It's a special thing because I know how much we all need to get our harvest. So putting faith in me, that's why I do the best that I can to, test multiple varieties, get things out there, and make the best possible selection that I can to even start with. So a lot of things that you can do to make things go right. Blue cheese is in there. What? LightSpeedSteve said blue cheese is in there? Okay, time for me to keep going through some of these beans here. Any 20 Black Lime Reserve, right on. Lime 1 is definitely a part of that lime because they both came from Mean Gene. All right, Frost Banger, Soto GMO, Black Triangle, Typoia Spill, Grape Profile. Damn, for real. If we all lived in the same neighborhood, I'm quitting growing. I'm just coming to your house. All right, let's see what I may be growing next, though. I'm gonna pop open some more seeds here. Just a couple more to go through. See, I'm already at 2 hours. So I was going to do this for now. We're already at 2 hours. This is fun, though. This is a great way to spend my afternoon. All right. Let's pop open this one. This one, and then there's one more after that. This one should be quick. Got some fat packs, some fat stacks in here. And actually, these I use these for the thumbnail for this episode. So, okay. So, Black Cherry 17 Trime crossed with the Crypto Kush, self-made unknown male. So Black Cherry potential. Crypto Kush, I'll have to look up more about Crypto Kush. But dude, I got a fat snack right there. So plenty of goodies in here. And again, if these were all fridged, there's got to be dozens of viable ones in here. This is probably 300 seeds in here. Definitely going to be working. Okay, so here's more Crypto Kush 19, so 2019. I will have to, again, look more about the Crypto Kush. Let me scroll down to the bottom of chat just in case LightSpeedSteve has anything to add about these. And again, guys, this is all special to me. These are all gifted to me from LightSpeedSteve. These are his collection for spanning 20 years that he has held on to, that he has kept, that he has said, man, I want you to hunt these. So please find something good. And, you know, when I do, I'll always send it back. So that's a great way to get cuts as well. When and if I find something, brother, you are definitely getting it. And my seed vault is open to you as well. So anything you want to grow, you're going to grow it. Good to see you grow, Kenny. Another person who has helped me tremendously along with testing. And LightSpeedSteve said the only time it's out of the fridge was get to you. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm definitely getting these back into the rotation here. So it says, please let us hunt CV. Yeah, 98 to 2025 here. So gosh, almost 30 years of beans that I've got here to go through and to sort out. That's awesome. And dude, huge big up, Mr. Spliff. Good to see you in here. Hopefully, again, we're talking earlier. Everybody go check out the 5 hours that we spent talking last weekend. And we are going to get to that contest hopefully next Saturday. We're going to meet up. We'll get the seeds in hand. Easy to mail them out right away to you. And Mr. Spliff's going to come on and talk all about them. Let you guys know some of the history, which I'm very excited for too. Because again, he's got a lot of staple stuff. The Northwest Preservations, he's doing God's work over there. So big ups. Good to see you here again today, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. And I look forward to more hopefully next week. So, all right, keep going through these. So, okay, so purple orange juice. I've not heard of that one. Orange juice, potentially. Maybe it was just a purple pheno, but this looks like from the 2019 era. Definitely some good beans in there. And butter salad 19. Not familiar with butter salad either, but maybe I'll again scroll down here and see if you've got any info for me. And we'll, I'll probably talk again off camera with LightSpeedSteve many times. I know I will after this, and I can get more questions. Foxtail 58. That'll be interesting. I wonder if it actually does foxtail. That'd be kind of cool. Hashers might like that if it has a good resin production. It's got a nice open structure, more heads to knock off there. And here's more of that triple SS 2019. It's the final version, so he's working on these for a little while. Again, we got some good seeds in there. And usually it's the super silver sativa, but as he called his, it was the sweet Steve Sensimilia. So that'll be fun. All right, one more bag to go through here, and then we will give away these books. And yeah, we'll get about our day and keep smoking. I want to just hang out with you guys for a second too. Sweet butter salad, LightSpeedSteve is saying. Okay. Gosh, I feel my lips getting chapped already. Whoosh. Because I'm not drinking stuff. Okay, so one last bag we'll go through here. Maybe we'll save some of these other things for another time. Hopefully, I'll be able to get LightSpeedSteve on here. And we could talk more about them too. He says the Super Silver Sativa third round that year. Wow. Got quite a few rounds out of that one. It's been a good year. Where you are, you do get a bunch of sun. Okay, so there's only a couple things in here, guys, which is good. All right, so first up, it's a single seed King B from 08. Cross with an unknown male. So we'll see. Again, that's one I'll probably just toss in because it's a 1 of 1. We'll just see if it germinates, and if it does, we'll keep getting with it. All right, here's something more common that you guys might know. It's a little more modern, yet it's from 2014. So hopefully that's before a lot of the name games started. But some apple fritter. Some apple fritter from 2014. We got 2 beans in there, so that's easy just to pop in there and see what's happening. Revenge of the Sharpie. Again, we all think Sharpie's gonna stick. It never does. Put a piece of paper in there. 4 beans, 1 super white. Probably not gonna pass the squish test. Let's just do that. Let's see if we do another squish test here. Because again, if it doesn't pass the squish test, it's not likely to germinate at all. You want to be able to squeeze firmly between your fingers and not have the seeds split or crack. It's a good sign that it's mature when it doesn't, but a sign when they aren't mature is they will do that. So let's see if I can get to focus here. Can I? Squished. Yep. Okay. So not a mature seed, something that probably would have germinated anyhow. But again, all the seeds that go out, they need to pass the squish test. And I was alerted to it because of the color. Again, the lighter ones usually won't pass the squish test. You'll be surprised, but that's why you don't see. And when I say lighter, I mean like white. There's light seeds, there's dark seeds, but then there's also white seeds and there's also green seeds. Green seeds come before the white seeds, so you definitely don't want to see green seeds in a breeder pack. White seeds you really shouldn't be seeing either. Those are what we refer to as like C and D grade. Only A and Bs go into the packs. But all right, so we're down to 3 of those, but we really only had 3 anyways. Again, kind of the modern era. Let me know if anybody's run this one. Notorious THC from somebody we all know, the Humboldt Seed Company. Looks like there's a couple beans left in here. Have you run Notorious THC though? 5 Cannabis, feminized, okay? Feminized, I like feminized. Okay, and here's another one of those kind of the seed bank codes. We'll have to look up what seed bank that is. Gelato Femme. That name does strike me as something that would come from a European seed bank. Gelato, really you would only get it as Femme beans because it was a cut only. So you're not ever going to have regular gelato beans. You shouldn't, because they're not. It's been crossed with a male of a different strain to get there. So yep, feminized, that's a good thing, but there's 2 of them in there. Have to, again, I'll look up that SKU, find out which seed company that came from. Probably European seed banks. And let's see here. This one's empty, but I know that was that's like the bonus pack that you get from Humboldt Seed Companies. Damn, okay, this one strikes me as pretty freaking top of the list for this one. So this is the Bubblegum Breath 07. So again, 07 is kind of that era before the name game thing really started. Bubblegum Breath. I like the sound of that name. So we'll have to see what the potential is in that one. And there's a decent amount of beans in there. They look good, nice color, good size, and oh no, an empty tube. Still show it anyways though, because this a lot of times before, you know, everybody figured out like the vials and stuff like this is a lot of times what seeds would come into. These are like perfume or cologne samplers. Like you get them at the mall, or this is the one that would be like in the magazine, and you take the little lid off, you know, and you boop, 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 whatever. But yeah, the little in chat, man, let me know if you ever purchased beans that came in one of these, you know, little cologne sampler bottles, because they're perfect. They're perfect size. Unfortunately, a lot of them are glass, so sometimes they would shatter. But yeah, dude, this is bringing me back to the old school. I enjoy that. So yeah, this has been fun, man. As you guys can see, there's a lot of things for me to go through here. I don't know when I'm going to get to all of them, but I definitely know that there are some that I'm going to be getting to sooner than later. And you guys have kind of seen the ones that I pulled out today. There is still more, but I think that's a good place to kind of call it for the day. so we can let everybody else get out and do their things. But let me get this last contest out the door. Let's see, what was this? It's another bag. Oh, okay. Randomly open this. Oh gosh. Okay, one more. I love it. Just because I saw what was on top here, guys. So what was on top? Cherry pie. Boom. That's got a lot of history. So cherry pie crossed with something, the 2016 outdoor run forum. We mentioned this one earlier, LSD. That's a old classic strain. So got some more beans there. That's I'm assuming the 23 is the summer of 23 run. Yep, I'm assuming 23 because I see that written on this bag as well. The papaya 2023. Papaya is fire, guys. So it'll be interesting to run this one. Automatic number 1. So auto flowers, no real description, not really sure what exactly it is, but they are auto flowers. Be interesting to hold in the bank. Gelato 33. All right. I think I just hit the super pack here. So Gelato 3. I did. Did I not say this earlier? Did I not talk about the LA Confidential? This is LA Confidential from 2003. DNA Genetics is who put it out. That is the right time frame for when these beans were just crushing it, man. Dude, LA Confidential here from the 03 summer grow. Tons of beans, plenty of potential. Boom! We just mic drop on that LA Confidential, guys. That's the show. Damn, that is going to be fun. Let me know what you guys saw that you would like, or what you guys saw that you would pop first. I'm curious. Maybe you guys will influence what I pop. Just kind of, everybody's like, dude, I want to see that one. Maybe that's what we get to. So that's freaking sick. Yeah, LA Confidential. Everybody in chat right now is fire. Yeah, dude, LA Confidential. God, I'd love to have that one back. A lot of names in here that are just things that I have not seen for years. And I know they are still around, but not widely available. Not really in the commercial market. Damn. Dude, LightSpeedSteve, brother, thank you for blessing me with the time and the energy and the effort you spent making these, collecting these, and loving the plants. So that's huge. And I love to, get things out to people. So upcoming projects, hopefully I'll just do some open pollinations, try to do some seed increases, and let people hunt through them for themselves. Kind of share the wealth type of thing, man, because that's what we need to do. It's just, they're all in your hands. Yes, sir. No pressure. Oh, man. All right. So with that, let's do this final giveaway here. And actually, I've been horrible about talking about this throughout the course of the show, but we are doing a giveaway as well. GrowSensor.co. You can go over there. You can learn more about the Grow Sensor Pro. It's something that you're going to see more videos of here in the future on my channel. Really cool, guys. Again, it helps you, helps you take control of everything in the tent. Just, this is one of those items that you don't have to have it to grow cannabis. It's not mandatory, but you'll probably grow better weed if you do have it and you pay attention to the information it provides for you. So there's always different levels to this thing, and some people are very casual. Some people are very just nitty gritty, macro about it. This will help you get there. So yeah, the Grow Sensor Pro is a freaking cool tool. I'm stoked to have it. You'll be seeing more videos, but we are giving one away. And the drawing is going to be December 10th. Anybody can go and enter though. And all you have to do is just go over to the website, go to growsensor.co, you read the screen. But that's where you need to go. Also, the links are down in the show notes. So please go down there above the comments, click the link, enter to win yourself one of the Grow Sensor Pros, and then drop a comment into the chat. Maybe something you saw on the show, maybe a suggestion for a future show. I've got some exciting things and collaborations coming up as well. But we'll get to those another day. So yeah, Grow Sensor Pro, you guys can win yourself one of those badass device. Hit up the link down in the show notes. And now I can sit back normal. We're playing for right here. If you guys are in the US, we got the new Vivi shirt, size extra large, the cure for your cure. You'll get to try these yourself. They're packets that you put in the jar. I've not used them myself. I'm kind of old school in that way, but a lot of people use them. So if you've been curious and you want to try it and you're in the US, type book in. The reason why you type book is because I'm also going to send you the big book of buds, and I believe it's number 3. It's either number 2 or number 3, but I really think it's number 3. And again, this is just full of cool information about cannabis, about growing, about lineages, and nice. Ooh, Arjan's Haze. Okay, Arjan is from Greenhouse Seeds. So, and it gives you a little story. And again, the pictures. Oh, nice big chunky buds back from the day. B52. Yeah, you think B52 is going to be little buds? No, they're not. Cinderella 99 times Panama Red. Ooh, that sounds like it's a THC Garages alley right there. He'd probably make that one himself. First Lady. Cool information about cannabinoids. Ooh, KC36, guys. So this again, that's another one of those. This is like that. That's like one of the underdog things. Like that's the origins of one of the things that we probably all fight about. So sure, and the book, if you are in the US, good luck, guys. I will hit this 252 of you. Am I still sharing the screen? Yes. Let me make it bigger though. Make it all about the drawing. Okay, there we go. All about the drawing. Here we go. If you are the winner, please hit me up on either Instagram or my email on the website. ChadWestport.com is where you go to find all my genetics and my merch. Woodchip, congratulations for playing, and thank you for playing. Thank you for being here today, and thank you everybody in chat for being here. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Woodchip, hit me up. I will get these sent out to you guys. And again, it may take me a day or two to reply to your email, but I will be looking for them. I try to take the rest of the weekend off after I do something and go have myself a little bit of fun outside in nature, breathing clean air. I would say it's smoky in here, but I haven't even had time for that today. So with that, you guys all rock. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out and making the community what it is. You guys are where it's at. I'm at YouTube, Chad Westport on YouTube. ChadWestport.com is the website. Next week, hopefully, we'll be connecting with Mr. Spliff. We're going to have dozens of giveaways for the next week's live show if we manage to hook up this week. So look forward to that. Thank you guys for hanging out. Remember, everybody, to, party on. Yeah.
1, 2,